Amusement and theme parks are expensive to visit, and all of us want to save a little bit. So here's 3 areas you can save some big time money on that visit to the amusement or theme park. Amusement and theme parks are expensive. Admissions are expensive. People will joke that Silver Dollar City is called Steal Your Dollar City because they think it costs so much, and it's not even as expensive as a lot of other parks around. If you go to any park, Six Flags, the Cedar Fair, Disney, Universal, Busch, it's going to cost you a pretty penny to go, and that can be a big time budget item. But there are actually 3 very common areas that you can save some money. We're going to help you save a little bit of money on your tickets, on your food and drink, and on your souvenirs. Let's talk tickets. Tickets are one of the ways you can actually save more money than pretty much any other way. Too many people wait till they get to the park and buy their tickets there, and that is the most expensive way to do it because there's no discounts, you're not going to save anything, and you're going to pay a chunk of money. So here's how to save some money. First, consider, are you going to be at the park more than one day? If it's a park you're going to return to, if you're going to be there 3 or more days, look at the cost of an annual pass. You may find that the annual pass will actually save you more money than if you bought individual tickets. For many parks, if you go 2 or 3 days, you're going to pay the same or less if you buy an annual pass than if you had actually bought daily tickets. Not only that, but annual passes will include free parking. They will include discounts oftentimes on food and drink or merchandise or other things. And there's oftentimes even bring a friend free tickets. Be sure to look online, check out the prices of the annual passes, check out the perks that come with them, and consider, is that going to be cheaper and more effective? Silver Dollar City, you can get an annual pass for about $140, $170, depending upon the price you pay when you buy it, what kind of pass you want. If you go to Silver Dollar City for 2 days, you're going to spend $160 to $180 on your tickets, just flat rate for 2 days. Gee, that's about the same price as the pass, and then you start adding in the other stuff. For me, when I go to Silver Dollar City with my annual pass, I actually pay less to eat at the park at one of the fast food counter services than I would at McDonald's. That's something to think about. So be sure to compare the annual passes and the prices and the perks that come with them to the cost of regular tickets. You may very well save a good chunk of money, and it may be easier to do that. However, the annual passes aren't right for everybody. If you're only going for 1 day, then you're probably not going to want an annual pass. But there are still ways you can save money. First off, look online. Invariably, the way to get the cheapest park ticket is from the park's website before you go. For almost everybody, there are a few exceptions, but most parks out there now, they will let you buy your tickets online on their website before you go. That's oftentimes the cheapest way to get the ticket from the park. There are other possible options though. AAA, if you have a membership there, often has cheaper tickets. Your employer may very well sell tickets as well. So be sure to ask at your place of employment if they have park tickets. Check AAA. I've had times where it cost me less to buy my AAA membership and tickets for parks through AAA than it would have cost me to buy the tickets at the park. Yep. So be sure to check that. There are other sites out there as well that will oftentimes sell discounted tickets. Make sure you check the reputation of the site. Don't buy tickets on eBay. No, bad mojo, bad tickets. But check out the site that you're buying it on. There are a couple sites that will sell Disney tickets, for example, that are legit. Most are not, but there are a couple that are legit. So you might be able to save a couple dollars on Disney tickets. Just be aware, if you're going to Disney, though, discounts pretty much don't exist. You might save like $3 or $4 a ticket. It's just the way it is. But pretty much every place else, you can oftentimes find some discounts. So online, tickets online, remember that, or AAA. The next biggest cost at a park is food and drink. It is expensive to eat at parks, and if you're not prepared, you may get hit with sticker shock when you take a look because they raise the prices. You're a captive audience. So here are a few ways to save some money. One, check their policy on bringing in food and drinks. Some parks, like Silver Dollar City, will actually let you bring in an ice chest with your food and drink in it, and that's okay. Others won't let you bring anything in at all. Most parks, though, will allow you to bring in some snacks, especially if you've got little kids with you or if you have dietary restrictions. Check the park policy, contact the park, but you may be able to get away with bringing in some snacks like some chips, granola bars, or trail mix and some things like that. That can save you money on snacks. The other thing to check on and see is if they have a meal plan at all. Many parks are offering this now. Six Flags is, Cedar Fair. Disney has just brought theirs back. See if they offer a meal plan, consider the price of the plan, and if it's going to be worth it to you. Our recent visit to Knott's Berry Farm, we actually bought the meal plan for my other family members. It was $32 a person. So you're going, whoo, $32 for all day. They could eat every 90 minutes. They ate 3 meals during the course of our day, each meal, the cheapest one being $16. 3 meals, hey, we just saved $20 minimum on those meals. 2 meals covered it. It was that expensive. So check out those meal plans. And if you're looking at eating 2 meals or more in the park, your meal plan is probably going to be worth it to you and give you some good variety and selection. If you're looking at trying to not eat in the park, then the way you get around it is eat a good meal right before you go in. When we lived in Southern California, we would always stop at one of the fast food restaurants on the way, grab a good meal, and then head straight into the park. Have one meal in the park and try to save yourselves for when you're leaving to get that last meal. It can be done. It's a stretch, but it can be done. The other thing that costs money is drinks. And there are some ways to save it. One, look for those souvenir bottles and consider if they're worth it for you. Many of the parks, the souvenir bottles can actually become a pretty good deal where you pay the money up front, and typical parks now it's between $13 and $20 for the souvenir bottle. But they will charge you $5 or more for each individual drink. Well, then you start looking at free refills or $2 refills if it's a season-long one, and you start realizing how much money you're going to save. I've got all year bottles for Cedar Fair and for Six Flags and for Silver Dollar City because just the few times I go, I more than make up the cost of those bottles and get all the drinks I want. If you're not a big soda drinker or the other stuff they have, consider water. Every park's going to give you water free. They'll have drinking fountains. Yeah, drinking fountains. Remember those? But every park will also give you a free cup of water at the counter if you ask. If you're ordering snacks or whatever, just go up and say, hey, can I have some water? You still have to wait in line, so if it's a really busy day, yeah, sorry, you're stuck in line. But every park will always give you a free cup of water if they have a soda fountain. Now, if you go to one of those little trailers that don't have a soda fountain and it's just bottled drinks, sorry, you're not getting a free bottle of water. But if you go to one where they're serving on-tap drinks, free water. Absolutely. So think about that. If you're a water drinker, you can do it that way. The other thing to do is to actually bring in a water bottle. We would sometimes take a water bottle, freeze it the night before, and then bring that in with us. Parks will usually let you bring in a bottle of water, and especially if it's frozen, you got a nice fresh thing of ice water that's going to last you at least a couple hours till it's melted, maybe longer. So there's another way to save a little bit of money. The last area that people spend a ton of money on is souvenirs. Yeah, it can get expensive quick. There are a couple tips on souvenirs. One, set your budget ahead of time. This is what we have to spend. This is all we are spending. That's it. 2, buy your souvenirs at the end of the day. 1, you're tired. 2, the lines are often longer at the end of the day because everybody's shopping and you just want to get out. So it's easy to actually save money on souvenirs because you're looking and going, I don't want to wait. I don't want to do it. I want to go home. It's money not spent. 3, consider buying your souvenirs elsewhere. Most major parks, the stores around outside will oftentimes sell souvenirs for them. Disney, Universal, Magic Mountain. I know one of the stores nearby sells stuff for them. Knott's Berry Farm. There's other stores outside the parks. You can oftentimes find souvenirs at other places for less. Branson, there's souvenirs all over the place. So you can find them marked down. Disney has something called the Character Warehouse at a couple different outlet malls. You can find Disney souvenirs cheap there. If you are into pins like me, look online. There are great places you can buy pins online for much less than the parks. Don't buy the bulk lots. They're junk. They're not real. But you can find real pins for around $3 or $4 each versus the $9 I think they start off now in the parks. You can find pins outside. Go to the Character Warehouses. Go to a couple of other outlet malls. Look for people that are trading online. Sellers like Pinderella will sell you bulk lots of pins at a much lower rate, and that's going to give you a great source of pins to go into the parks and trade with. Disney's still the main park to do trading. Others do as well, but not very much. But if you're wanting good souvenirs, you can oftentimes find them online for less or at other local retailers. Buying them in the park is the most expensive place. But even there, you may be able to save money. Many parks will actually have a clearance store where they're selling off merchandise from like last year that they didn't sell. That's actually what the Character Warehouses are for Disney. But ask around, say, do you have a markdown store or a discount store? And then go there and check it out. I've gotten some great stuff at those things for cheap, because they're just trying to get rid of it at that point. So there's some ways to save some money on your souvenirs at the parks, along with your tickets and food and drink. I hope that will help. If you have any other tips or tricks for saving money at the parks, I'd love to hear them. Share them in the comments below. Not just for me, but for anybody that's going to a park. They love your advice. Thank you so incredibly much for my patrons and my supporters, because they helped me learn some of these tricks as well, including ones I didn't know already. So thank you so much. If you want to know more about supporting me, be sure to check the description below. There's all sorts of information, and you'll get to see the perks and benefits they get. Thank you so incredibly much for watching. God bless. Going to an amusement park or a theme park is Here's 3 different areas you can save some money on your next visit to your local amusement or theme park, or on a vacation even. Theme parks can be super expensive. You want to save some money? I've got some tips on how to save money on your tickets, your food and dining. Theme parks can be expensive. So let's jump in here. Tickets. This is usually the top. Tickets. This is going to have so many bloopers. So here's what you do. First, so be sure, compare the annual It's expensive at parks, and if you're not aware, you may see some shtick. 1, you're tired. 2, the lines are long. If you have other tips and tricks, oh my gosh, I can't talk. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know your thoughts, your comments, your suggestions, your ideas. Be sure to share them in the comments below, or you can contact me. There's information in the description that has my email address, fan pages, information about merchandise, and so much more. So be sure to check that out. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, and if you haven't already, hit the button right up there to subscribe. And in fact, if you did enjoy this, I've even got another video for you right here. And also about these wonderful people here, those are my YouTube members and my patrons, the ones whose financial support makes this possible. I couldn't do it without them. If you want to know more about that and the perks that come with it, well, be sure to check the description. There's a link right down there. Thank you so incredibly much. God bless.